that, both teams had. I can see why Raimundo thinks it's a tough pick, but like I said, LeBron is one of the best, if not the best, all-around player there is and has been. Yeah, absolutely. And that's my thing with him. He is the best all-around player. In my eyes, he's not the GOAT. He just doesn't have that killer mentality, but he doesn't have to.
Okay, and we'll get into that later. He doesn't have the killer mentality, but we'll definitely get into that later.
I kind of agree with Ken on that part because I'm a LeBron over Jordan fan, but because LeBron is the best all-around player there's ever been.
Right.
But Jordan, he can get to another level. Here's
my one thing. Me and my son debate this all the time. Here's my one thing that we constantly kick around.
Is Keaton LeBron?
Keaton is Jordan. Keaton is a 17-year-old kid who still believes that Jordan, Larry Bird.
Well, I thought you was Jordan too.
Guy, I am. I absolutely am.
What are you debating?
Here's what
with the son. Yes.
Well, this is where because he talks to his buddies at school and they're all LeBron guys. So this is where it comes down to. It was like, so you have Jordan with the flu game. You have Jordan with multiple game winners. You have all these stories about Jordan going out, drinking, gambling, playing 36 holes of golf, coming out, dropping 40 on people. What kind of a story do you have of that with LeBron? Like, what cool LeBron story is there? Like,
well, here's a cool LeBron story. He invests in schools, his community, as Michael Jordan's investing in prisons.
That is true. And so real quick, you made an interesting.
Sounds like Jordan's a fucking dick. Yeah, LeBron's a pretty good family man.
Pretty good family man. That is true. If you think about all
that has dick shit to do with basketball.
He came. Listen. But when you come into the NBA and you're put on the pedestal that LeBron James was put on, right? Mm-hmm. And you come out for 19 straight seasons carrying all those Cleveland Cavalier teams on his back, right? That is grueling. He didn't take any years off like Michael Jordan did. He took a year off in the height of it all, right, before he came back. Mm-hmm. And he has been doing it with all this pressure for 19 straight years, okay? So I think you got to give him a lot of credit for that. But I want to bring up a point, right?
No problem with that.
And I think Joey even kind of agreed with you. He's like, you almost made it sound like he's not as clutch or he don't have that killer instinct. Let me give you guys, because you like stats, right? So I'm going to give you a couple interesting stats to start. So LeBron James actually has the most buzzer beaters, 5, in the NBA playoff history. There's no one else ahead of him. LeBron James also, for his career, shot higher from the field by a pretty big margin over Kobe Bryant and also over Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Hasn't he played more playoff games, though?
Who's that?
LeBron.
He has played more playoff games. So what does that mean? So Michael Jordan played 15 seasons. Out of the 15 seasons, he made it to 6 finals. LeBron James has been to the finals 53% of his career. If he makes it to the finals again this year, that will be 55% of the time over a 20-year career. That's guy amazing. Is in the finals. And you said that he doesn't have the killer instinct, but yet he's made the most buzzer beater shots in NBA playoff history. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's another fun fact that people will look at. And what that is when you look at there's a minute or less left and somebody makes a shot to either take the lead or to tie the game, the record, there's only 2 people in the NBA that's over 80. Number 1 is Kobe Bryant with 88. Number 2 is LeBron James with 81. So if you say that he didn't have that killer instinct that Michael Jordan had, right? Why is it that he has made shots in more clutch moments than Michael Jordan?
Okay. So you said he's been in the final or in the finals 53%, and he's been in the league, 18 years? So he's been in the finals, 10 times, 11 times?
In a row.
10 in a row.
10 in a row, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely okay. You know why he's not clutch? Because he's only won 4 out of 10.
Okay.
4 out of 10.
Sure.
It's not the clutch factor. It's the killer instinct mentality. Like, I'm going to step on your neck and put you away.
Jordan did more with less
time. You don't want to miss this, Joe.
Jordan did more with less time is basically what we're analyzing.
And you're also taking away 2 of Jordan in his the precipice of his, the height of his
prime.
prime,
in his prime.
And so you're taking away 2 years of that. Then you're taking away, 2 years and when he quit, and then he joined with the Wizards just for financial reasons because he thought he was going to be an owner or whatever like that.
Do you guys believe the conspiracy theory behind that about him getting caught on gambling games?
I've heard that, and I could totally see that because he was the poster boy for the NBA.
Hey,
he absolutely carried it.
Yeah. So back to this debate though, right? Okay. So it took Michael Jordan 7 years to get to the NBA Finals. Okay, and so other things I want to point out, right? Do you think that it matters what team you're playing on? Do you think it matters who your coach is? Does that? I'm just asking a question. Does
absolutely
that?
Not
so that might play into to that, right?
So
I want to ask you a question.
He's the coach, yeah.
In the NBA, who has the most NBA championships all time?
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell.
That is incorrect. He has 11, but there's one person that has more.
Oh, is it Robert Horry?
It is Phil Jackson.
No. Oh, Phil Jackson.
Oh,
man.
No. Okay, I will explain. No.
So
So Phil Jackson has 13 rings. He won 2 of them with the Knicks in 1970 and 73. He played 12 years as a power forward. Okay,
yes. 6 with the Bulls.
Then he had 6 with the Bulls, and then he went on and had 5 with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? Michael Jordan got to play with the best coach in history.
Or did Phil Jackson get to coach 2 of the greatest players ever in the NBA? You're talking Kobe Bryant, you're talking Michael Jordan, and you're talking Kobe Bryant with Shaq to win the first 3. So
that's a fair argument. That's a fair argument to make, right?
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. I totally agree. But when it comes to LeBron, I give LeBron kudos for a lot that he's done, because for the simple fact that he did make it to the finals before Jordan. He didn't win them. He had to go to Miami to do that, which fine, whatever. But
there's a reason he went to Miami, though, because he had Kevin Garnett, he had Ray Allen, you had Ray John Rondo,
he didn't have
he had Paul Pierce, all on the same team. Yeah,
I recently read a story.
Oh, you're talking about Boston.
Yeah,
okay,
So that's the reason that he went to Miami, because there was no way he was going to stay in Cleveland at the time and compete with what was already a super team. That was a badass Boston Celtics team.
I recently read a story that actually LeBron and Dwayne Wade actually decided on the Heat.
Yeah.
They almost went to Chicago.
Yeah, they almost went to Chicago.
That was huge. That was going on.
Yeah,
that was a big talk about it all, because I think Dwayne Wade's from there or something.
Yep, Dwayne Wade's from Chicago,
and LeBron,
he went to Marquette,
obviously from Ohio. Geographically really, really close
to Chicago.
So yeah, I heard that when it was all going down that was a huge possibility, but then the Miami stepped up, kept Dwayne Wade there, brought in Bosh, brought in LeBron.
It was all Pat Riley. Pat Riley did that,
and Riley. The fact that you were going to have a great coach, and then they did well in the draft, got Chalmers. Brought in Ray Allen after he left Boston.
Yep.
So they did what they had to do.
Yeah. So, I think the thing with Michael Jordan, I think we all remember, and don't get me wrong, this was not an easy argument for me to ever try to make. When I first started looking into this at the beginning of our podcast season, I said that I felt that LeBron James really needed to win this year to even be considered the GOAT, to really have that real conversation, right?
Because it comes down to rings.
Yeah, you could say that. But the more I started digging in, because if we say it came down to rings, then we got to say Bill Russell's the greatest basketball player of all time, right?
Yeah.
If we're going to say that it's rings. So if we're not going to say it's rings, then I think that argument goes away, right? Then we want to look at some other factors. It's no coincidence that some of the best teams in history have something in common. They have they have famous coaches, right? Historic coaches, and they have historic players, right?
Yep.
You had Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson, so did Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Bill Russell had Red Auerbach.
Steph
right?
Curry has Steve Kerr.
Exactly. Popovich was with Tim Duncan. Do you know who? Can you name 3 coaches? And I think you actually can, but can you name 3 coaches for LeBron James?
Well, obviously there's Darvin Ham,
Tyronn
Lue.
Yep. Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, Eric Spoelstra. Yeah,
Spoelstra is actually pretty good.
He's a really good coach.
Is he really? So what did he do after he left the Heat?
I don't know. He's got Jimmy Butler right now.
He's
still
in Miami?
Yeah.
So he's back there in Miami. I had actually no idea that he was still there. Is he the
Oh,
head
yeah.
coach for Miami?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
good shit. Okay.
Yeah.
He's still around. See, and that's where it gets kind of.
So we also
we're going to end this real quick with the whole GOAT debate. Like my whole thing when it comes to a GOAT is like it's not about statistics. It's just I love that killer mentality with guys that'll step on your neck and put you away when it's
Who do you want on the game when the game is on the line?
Right.
Like
No,
honestly, like if I were to build a team and I want to win championships, I'm going to take Michael Jordan. But if I want a guy to add to my team to make it better, I will absolutely take LeBron James because he makes everybody on the court better around him. But he's not going to be the man that's just going to own a game in the last 5 minutes, say, I need 20 points from you.
But you say that, but the statistics say otherwise, right? The statistics show that him and Kobe Bryant are actually more clutch than Michael Jordan. Again, I think these myths or these legends sometimes grow as we get older,
it's
right?
Not just about
we
being
get these emotional
taking over a game.
We get these attachments. Yeah, and LeBron James has took over some games. Are you kidding? When he was down 3-1 to the Boston Celtics, okay, he scored. I think he scored like 40 some points. He had a triple double. He took over that entire series. He put that team on his back. Okay, he has showed clutch moments. Again, the stats will show you that. In history, Kobe Bryant's #1 for most clutch shots in the history of the NBA.
Yep.
LeBron James is #2. When you look at just the playoffs,
You're looking at just shots. Though.
LeBron James is actually okay. So if we're looking at just shots, did you know that LeBron James is #3 in all-time assists? #3 in all-time assists.
Because he's played for so long.
It doesn't matter.
Didn't he just
But-
recently pass John Stockton?
You know something that
great
rarely
teams.
does.
Russell
Westbrook.
So what? What the computer crispy says. Yeah.
Do not bring that guy to your team.
So here's a nice transition for you. So
Him
just
or
like,
Kyrie Irving.
just like the GOAT in basketball,
Yeah.
I like guys that go for the throat. Same thing with the UFC. I like.